Hello, everybody, and welcome back to NCAA 2004 in the Bama Crimson Tide Dynasty mode. We are here in our our final game of the season against the Texas A&M Aggies of the Big 12, not the SEC, of the Big 12, ranked 24th in the country. Actually, were ranked higher, but they're coming off of a loss, and that dropped them to 24th. So they were 7-5. They must have went to the Big 12 title. That must be why, maybe. Maybe they won their division, I guess. I don't know. That's interesting. But yeah, they must have been ranked somewhere close to 20 at 7-5 and then lost maybe the Big 12. That's the only thing I can imagine. Probably could have looked at their schedule, but I did not. So, Lord forgive me. Bob, forgive me. But they are ranked 24th, so it's another ranked opponent on the schedule. We've had probably, 4 or 5? It's not going to get any easier as our schedules are just going to get tougher and tougher with the turnover that we can expect here in the SEC. We might even end up playing ranked teams that we're used to not playing ranked. You know what I mean? So that could be expected. Our season is coming to, I guess, a sort of meteoric end after where we were at last year, even though last year was kind of a meteoric end, as we had a chance to win the SEC and we lost, and then we had a chance to win our bowl game and we lost. So as the Michigan Wolverines kind of undone us in the Capital One Bowl. But so we have another opportunity at a second bowl game here. We need to be on like a bowl every year type of pace to keep up with, in real life, Nick Saban. But we need to start winning them if we want to keep on his bowl pace. So, and Natty needs to be within the conversation for the next couple of years. So we got to make some pretty quick progress here after this season in recruiting. A bowl win here would really, really turn the tide for us. No pun intended. But we got to win. We got to win. So this is another big game for us to try and win. So on a 3rd and 1 here in our own territory, we're going to hand it off to 33. And he's going to put the football right on the ground where he left it, where he picked it up. He's going to put it right down. So A&M already getting a big turnover. We saw in the Iron Bowl, turnovers were a huge deciding factor in the game, and hopefully we don't find ourselves on the wrong end of that differential early on, because things might get tough for us here before they get any better. So 2nd and 10 for A&M. They're going to hand it off. Absolutely caught in a whole mess of players, and he's going to put the ball on the ground. So now A&M gives the football right back to us after a couple plays, and we are cooking the other direction now here in the Independence Bowl of all bowls. So 3rd and 8 now for A&M here after we couldn't do anything with the football. Quarterback's rolling all the way out. He's even got a man in front, but he finds an open receiver. I mean, again, I keep saying open receiver. That dude was not open. That dude was in double, triple coverage. He was never open, but regardless, he still caught it, and so A&M's got themselves a fresh set of downs. So on 2nd and 9, quarterback's going to drop back here, rolls to his right a little bit, finds an open man on the left side of the field here inside the 20, and now A&M's going to have themselves a red zone opportunity early on in this ball game, after both teams have been exchanging blows. So on a 3rd and 3 here, time in the first quarter is ticking to an end. They're going to try and throw for it on a short yardage situation, and why not when you got guys open like that in the end zone, and A&M is going to score first here in the Independence Bowl. So boom! Already, we're even in the turnover margin here, in the turnover differential. But A&M is still the team that comes out on top after our offense went stagnant here in the first quarter. But there's plenty of time. We had a huge second half comeback and performance against Auburn, so maybe we can play consistently here. Who knows? But already we're moving the football ourselves as we find Kelly here for a nice pickup inside the A&M 25. We're going to get a fresh set of downs and move this football right on ahead. So on 1st and 10 now, number 12 is going to drop back here. He's got a clean pocket in front of him, unloads this one, and he finds, I couldn't tell what receiver that was, but he does find an open receiver. I think it was Spears who he found, and it's Spears. And he finds Spears down at about the 10-yard line. So, again, we are moving on the backs of those two great receivers, man. Give me some credit for recruiting, man. We brought in 2 of our biggest playmakers on the receiving corps after losing our entire receiving corps last season. We've managed to replace a lot of that production through Kelly and Spears, and we're going to call that man's name again as he gets an under completion. It's not going to get us in the end zone here, but we are going to be now working inside the 5, looking to answer back to A&M, but we couldn't get the first down. So 4th and 3, we're going to bring out the kicking unit. Or no, we're going to go for the fake. It's caught by 31, the tight end, but he's out of the back of the end zone when he does catch it, so it's not going to be good. So a risk from Sick Navy. He's taken a lot of those all year, and it does not pay off. So, but we do have an opportunity with the football again in A&M territory under a minute left to go. Number 12 fires one to number 1 across the middle. He makes an amazing diving catch here, but on a 3rd and 16, that's not going going to get the job done. So on a 4th and 5, time is going to continue to roll. We're going to bring up Ferguson, the freshman, see if he can nail home this long one. And he absolutely boots it, but doesn't boot it straight through the upright. So plenty of leg there, but just was not able to angle it correctly. So we end the first half scoreless. Well, we are the ones without score. A&M's early touchdown is still the only points to speak of here, as we have been kept off the board for the entire first half with opportunities that we're not capitalizing on, which a common theme that we've seen throughout certain games here in this season, our second season. And now A&M right on the 20-yard line here on a short yard situation. They're going to go for the option play here. And after shaking off a play in the backfield, had a tackle in the backfield. He was dead to rights. Was able to shake that off and rely on a burst of speed just to get a few more yards. But that's going to do it for the third quarter, as nothing really happened. So 7-0, man. This is your score. We've had some high-scoring affairs here in the last couple of videos, but not in this one. That's to be sure. So on a 3rd and 2 for A&M, they could really put themselves in a good position if they could cap off this drive with a touchdown, and they're going to do just that. As I think that might have been their fullback who just dives for the end zone. He doesn't want any of the smoke with our linebackers. He said, "I'm going to take this 5-yard dive and I'm going to get right into the end zone." I mean, look at this dude like a missile. Pew. That's definitely a fullback. I've never seen a fullback move that fast. But so A&M is going to add on another touchdown on a 4th and 5. It's basically game right here if we can't get anything going here. Number 12 rolling out. I don't know. That's what kind of game we're playing today, guys. That's the type of bowl game it is. So we came out completely uncompetitive against Michigan last year, and it seems to be a lot of the same this year. So 21-0 is your score. The game is essentially over here, but hey, we're going to score. Why not show it? As we find Kelly, and Kelly gets into the end zone. So in his first bowl game with the Crimson Tide, he does manage to find the end zone. So not all negative things just happening into this game, but it has been a pretty bad game for your Crimson Tide, as A&M's defense was able to pretty much just silence our offense pretty much all around, and we come up short in our second straight bowl game. So we are at least going to bowls, but these are games that we really should be able to win, especially against a team like A&M. I think A&M probably stacks up better than we do, probably roster-wise, probably a little bit more battle-tested, but we're a good team, man. We've played a tough schedule. Coming out 7-5 with the schedule that we had, with the stretches that we had, we're a decent team. But it just really did not correlate, did not come out in this game here against A&M. And yeah, as you can see, man, the offense really just struggling. And there, another common thread I've talked about in this season, man, rushing the football. When we cannot rush very well, we tend to lose. That seems to be a common consistency here. If we can't run the ball at least a little bit, we end up kind of losing, man. But we haven't run super efficiently this year, but, in the games that we are able to do it, we tend to win those games. So just not great. And then looking over number 12's stats here, they ended up being not that bad. He was 9 of 16 at one point and ended up finishing 14 for 24 with 184 yards. It's not terrible. So that last drive at the end of the game really kind of boosted his stats there. So if you want to point that out as some Mickey Mouse stats, you can. But I'll take it. It's whatever. We only leave 3 points on the board, so it's really not that shocking that we lost. So, but that is going to do it for year number 2, man. We come up short, man, 7-6. Another winning record, though, so we're still doing that. So we should be on pace, maybe to get renewed, but we probably need an SEC title or to get close to a natty if we really want to stay around at Alabama, man. I'm sure they have high expectations. The prestige is up. We're looking better, but we got to win a bowl game to help with recruiting, man. So come back, and we will cover the second offseason for Sick Naben.